students. Let us begin with the chapter journal proper. We have seen up till now so many transactions are to be recorded. We have prepared our subsidiary books like purchase book for the purchase transaction, sales book for the sales transaction, return book for the return transaction, as well as the cash book and the various types of the cash book, bank book, the petty cash book and all. But still, so many transactions are yet to be recorded. So we need now a journal proper. So what that journal proper and why we have to prepare the journal proper? Which type of transactions are to be recorded in the journal proper? So today we will get knowledge about all these points. So let us begin with first that the journal proper and its meaning. So journal proper, the subsidiary book, journal proper is also one of the subsidiary book because all the transactions which are not recorded in any other subsidiary book are to be entered in journal proper. So journal proper is also one of the subsidiary book. Let us see how you write about it. The subsidiary book in which the transactions are not recorded in any other subsidiary book are recorded. So the only those transactions which have no place in all other subsidiary book which we have already learned. So the remaining transaction will go to the book that is known as a journal proper. So what are the basic character of journal proper? Number one, the very limited transactions are recorded. Now most of transactions are already occupied their place in any one of the box. Maybe purchase or a sales or purchase return or sales return, bills payable book, bills receivable book, cash book or a petty cash book or a bank book, or most of the transactions are recorded. Now very few selected transactions are left. Those are to be entered in journal proper. So very limited transactions are there. The format of the journal proper is the same as a journal entry. We have learned our chapter journal. That journal pro forma, date, particulars, LF column, debit amount rupees, credit amount rupees. The same pro forma to be followed for journal proper also, that what we have learned the specimen at time of journal entries. Number 3, that it is a small in size. Now only the leftover transactions remain. So going to be a small in size and easy for anyone to handle. So this way the journal proper, the fundamental rules remain same of a journal, that what we have learned, and the entries are to be recorded with a limited character, limited specific nature. So the size going to be small. Now let us see that which type of transactions are recorded in journal proper. So the classification, that how many types of transactions we need to record in journal proper. Let us begin with the first, that opening journal entry. The first opening journal entry, when you start your business, you are going to bring the assets, various assets. You are going to have the various liabilities. So that opening journal entry, as well as every year when you close the books of account, you have the closing entry at the end of the year, and again in the same manner when you brought forward the balances, you have the opening journal entry. So that opening journal entry to be recorded in journal proper. But keep one thing in your mind, that other than cash and bank balance, you have in the journal entry, you have that cash brought in by the owner, but that cash portion we will be writing in the cash book, because cash book concerned with the cash transaction. So other than cash, when the machine is brought in to be recorded, when the debtors are brought in to be recorded, when the furniture brought in by the owner to be recorded, but not the cash and bank. So that will go to the cash book. So in journal proper that won't come. So other than cash and bank balance, whatever other things are brought in at time of starting a business to be recorded in journal proper. In the same manner, in the other consequent year also, the same concept to be kept in mind. In journal proper, never record word cash, because for cash we have our cash book, that's why. The second, that is the transaction not recorded in other subsidiary book. As you have observed that the bills, payable book, bills, receivable book, normally we trader don't prepare bill book. So any bill transactions are there. If you have not prepared a separate subsidiary book for the bills, you will record it into the journal proper. Then you have, that is the credit, purchase or a sale of an asset. The assets are purchased on credit. Machinery purchased from L&T, that is a credit purchase of an asset. It won't be recorded in our purchase book. So those transactions will go to the journal proper. Then you have goods are going out other than sales. For example, goods are given as a charity, or goods are distributed as a free sample, or goods that you have given as a for, you can say, burned by fire or destroyed due to accident. In this manner, so many reasons are there that goods are reduced in a business other than sales. So all those journal entry also to be recorded in journal proper. The third is, that is the transactions of inter account transfer. Purchase return are there to be transferred to purchase, and you have to reduce the total purchase amount. Like that, sales return, ultimately you transfer to the sales and reduce the total amount of sales. Drawing is also an owner's account, capital also an owner account. So drawing we closed and transferred to the capital account. So this way, when you have the inter-transfer transactions, all these are to be recorded in journal proper. That one account is closed and merged with the another account, journal to be written. The next you have, that is the closing entries. At the end of the financial year, we need to close all our direct and indirect expenses and income account. So those entries to be passed. The expenses are transferred to the debit side of trading account. Income are to be transferred to the credit side of trading account related to direct nature. Like that, indirect nature expense we transfer to P&L, and indirect income we transfer to credit side of P&L. So for that, we need to write the closing journal entries. So these journal entries are to be recorded in journal proper. We will be learning later on all these type of journals one by one when we do the example. Next is adjustment entries. What the adjustment means? At the end of accounting year, when you close your books of account and you are preparing final account, you come to know that various expenses and various income related to financial year but not entered up till now. So to get the true and fair profit, that is what our objective of accounting. To know the correct position of our business, we have to record such type of transactions. So those transactions, unrecorded transaction at time of preparing final account, whatever you record known as a adjustment transactions. And those adjustment entries are also to be passed in journal proper. The next is rectification entries. We all are human. Humans make mistakes. Nothing new about it. So while writing books of account also sometimes we make mistakes. Few mistakes are deliberate. Few mistakes are innocent. Whatever. Mistake means mistake to be rectified. What that word rectified means? You have to nullify the wrong effect and you have to give the correct effect. So rectification entry means you can say that undo what you have done wrong and do what is correct, what is to be done. So with that principle, we are supposed to write the rectification journal entry. So those entries are also to be entered in our journal proper. Now see, when you write the rectification entry, only for this particular entry, it may possible that rules of our normal, personal, real and nominal may not be correctly followed, because here the purpose is rectification. So it may not go with the rule, but still we record it and it is treated as a correct, because the purpose itself is a rectification. That's why. So in this manner, all the 6 different types of transactions that were to be included in journal proper. So now next time we will be doing the journal entries of the journal proper in its example, and each type of journal entries we will learn, so all your doubts become clear. Thank you.